Okay, hi guys. Andrew here. I'm going to do a quick grind on 2 or 10. Trying out this new YouTube page, see if this helps. A lot of guys, are having a little difficulty on 10, so I want to go through some stuff and how I play and see if it helps you. As you can see here, I'm playing with the Golf Clash Notebook app on my screen. So I've got, my clubs in here, in this widget here, and the grid lines. That one on the top left that goes through the wind arrow, and the one through the middle that helps with your adjustments and whatnot. And anyway, let's get at her. So I know that some guys are having trouble with some of the holes, and hopefully maybe the way that I play them can help. Plus, the way that I play is I play with the notebook app with this wind tool, and we're coming up with a website to help people on how to play and use that. Okay, let's see here. What do we got? So this hole here is a good hole. There's a funnel. You just always want to play back on this hole like this guy is. There's a nice funnel shot here with a sniper, and you don't want to go too far. He's maybe a little too far back. You want to be up sort of at the top of that shadow, but not further than that. I see some people trying to curl it around or play a power shot here. So I'm going to play with a rock because I just want something to put it down the middle, make sure my sniper's on for my next shot. So here you can see I'm picking out my rock, 7-7 wind in my face, right? And I'm going to be into max. And see this plus 23, plus 15? Your max is at the, is zero line, would be max with a white ball. Right, so we want to be about here, where I would say more into about the between medium and mid. I'm going to play about 9 rings, something in that. And you don't have to be too precise. I got the rock on. And you just want to play back. And I'm going to show you why. Because on this second shot, there's a real nice funnel shot. So that's perfect. See, I'm a little right of that shadow. And the reason you don't want to go too far is because you'll go past your landing area for your second shot. Because we want to play in this first fairway pad. And that's where you'll find the funnel. Oh, wow. This guy is a big dog. Cool. 7,000 games. He's using the big dog. All right. Oh boy, that's not good. Okay, so we just need to put something close here, and he's got the pressure on him. So, as you can see here, I'm in mid. There's Goliath, there's Sniper, so I'm in the minimum. Okay, I've got a 5-6 wind in my face. So see, the minimum is 5-3, but I'm going to be pulling a bit more into medium. So I'm going to play it somewhere in between. I've got one downwind. It seems to be about one and a bit down spin, I should say. And see here, we're just going to try and find that funnel in here. I'm not finding it, but it's somewhere right around there. And I'm going to go about 6 rings because we're pulling away from the minimum. So it's important to adjust the rings with that wind arrow to where you're pulling at the end. See, I didn't quite catch the funnel. And I have other examples. I just didn't have a lot of time because I'm yakking. But there is a funnel there, and you know when you hit the funnel, when you go left and right with your adjustment, and it's when you're going left and right, and the ball guide doesn't move, it stays in the same place. That's where your funnel is, and I knew that I didn't quite catch it. Still pretty close though. This guy's got to sink this to beat us. Nice. So when I was adjusting from that lower spot from min, and I was pulling away from it though, that's when you got to think about, I was pulling maybe 10 yards away. So that's why I added, into the adjustment, just made it the 6 rings. And that's something you just get the hang of. The The thing about learning the Notebook app is it's really frustrating at the beginning because it's hard to get it down at first. But once you get it down, you'll really enjoy the game more because you're winning more and it's fun to win. No one likes losing all the time. Okay, so this is a hole. We had the rock on, right? Usually I would play a sniper from down below, or I don't think I have enough backspin for this shot. Let's see here. No. So I'm going to play the rough bump. And I think this is about, let's see here, maybe 2-ish. And that wind effect is going to bring me back a bit. So I would say about there, and I'm going to play a little curl. So the rock with 7-1 wind. I don't use the wind arrow with rough bumps. I'm about going to, when I finish adjusting into about the mid, so about 6.5 rings, about there. And I'm going to put some curl on it so I get the bounce, because that wind is going to want to push me out to the left, and I was adjusted left of the hole. So this shot here should win most holes. So you see, I didn't have a lot of time to show. I just know from experience where the mid line is. Usually I would go up and down and see, but I just know from that wind, because the minimum is really on that pad. That third pad is min, right? So where he's going, he's a little above min, and then you're pulling it even more. So I usually play that with a bit of a headwind about the midline. So he's trying this shot with an APOC, which it's a bit tougher because you can't see the ball guide. He's also not playing curl. So he's going to bounce out to the left. That's just, yeah, he just didn't hit it hard enough. So we're playing a little bit more of an inexperienced player there. He's just shooting fast. So we'll usually win all those games. I definitely don't want to play it again. Nope. So let's go on to the next one. So 4 gold chests. Let's what do we got left in here? 4 hours. Let's crack this one. And we'll go at another one. So here, when you're lining up, like when this is getting ready here, see the hole's going to pop up. So I know this hole, most likely going to want to play a rock again. But if you get the right wind, you can play a power hook around, which is a pretty, not a hard shot. Oh no, it's the same hole, sorry. So yeah, we're just going to play the rock. And same thing, just somewhere down in the middle there. You know, I know my adjustment here is 1-to-1 plus a little bit. I'm not worried too much about going in the rough or anything. So I'll play this about, I don't know, 10 and a bit rings. And I'm not going to curl it because I'm going to actually go opposite curl because I want to be further back. I don't want to be too close to the left side because I want, again, to be able to use that sniper. See, that's perfect. See, right of that shadow is sort of where you want to be. Because if you get a headwind, or a tailwind, I should say, you want to be able to adjust back and not go into your Goliath, and you can still catch that funnel. So we'll get the sniper ready for our next shot. It seems like our game's lagging. So it's always good while they're shooting. You know, get your clubs ready. You know, it's always good to be prepared before you shoot so you don't waste time during your shot, because we want that time, to find the funnel, to make the right adjustment without rushing. And you'll notice when you're first using this app that it does seem like a rush and stuff, and it gets frustrating as shit. But you just trust me, once you start playing with it more, you just get a lot faster and a lot more comfortable with it, that you don't feel so rushed. Okay, so what do we got here? So 9-3 in our face. So we like the headwinds. That's good. Headwinds are good. So there, we're right in the min there. And again, we'll be pulling back into thing. So we want that 1 downish and 1 and a bit rightish. Again, not finding this funnel where, I think it's more on this side. Maybe let's go more left, 1 down. Okay, there it is, right there. Okay, so 9-3. So we're going to play this about about 9.9, something like that, 9.8. And hopefully this catches that funnel. Jesus. So you can see using this tool, like how, like, that's 2 holes in a row, and I'm just tight, each time. And like once you get the hang of using it, the real thing is just learning the min and the mid, right, and the spins. So like you see on both those times, this one I used 1 backspin because the wind was heavier. It was like 9.3. The first time we played it, it was I think it was more 5 something. So I played 1.5 backspin just to get a little bit more backspin, because it wasn't, the wind effect wasn't as much. Where on this one it was gonna, come back to be more. So I put less backspin on it. That's a good shot. Nice shot from our opponent. This last shot I made, I would have bet on it was going in. Usually we get that funnel, you don't miss. Even if you go great left or right, it's usually in. So unfortunately we got the same hole twice. Good thing is here we get we'll get a shootout. So it's also good to make goals in the game. My goal when I'm playing, right, is I try and win 10 in a row. That's usually my goal. I'll play. If I get 10 in a row, I'll quit for a while. So it's good to make goals. If 5 in a row is a goal, something like that. Okay, so this one here, even with the wind arrow, okay, is plus 10. Okay, the wind is 9.9. Okay, we're going to be shooting off the right pad with a sniper, so we'll get that wind ready. And it's going to be, see, there's mid right there. Okay, and we're going to be pulling it towards the mid. So we're going to use not a ton of backspin because we have a bit of a headwind. So see, I'm going past the hole away to the right because that wind effect is going to bring me down and it's going to bring me left. So I'm going to play about 10 rings here, not quite mid. Okay, everything looked lined up there. And that wind effect should bring us back towards the hole, like so. And not the best shot, but this shot here will win most of the time on this hole. This is a hard, tough hole. Either you got to play a right spin shot from the, so if I have right to left wind, I play from that right pad, and if I have left to right wind, I play for where he's playing there. And if you get a real headwind, you can play up with a lot of backspin and try and play it off the back bank, sort of where he's going. He's trying to get up to that bank, which will bring it down. I find those shots, and he's going, not only that, he's fighting the wind when he's bringing it around. I find it harder to get to where I was with my final shot, with the way he's playing it, but it can be done. He's really got to curl it, and it's everything's sort of wrong as far as I'm concerned. He's into overpower. Even he doesn't know he's he's looking. That's not a terrible shot, but you're always gonna get. It's tough to get it from his angle there. And even if you play it up off the bank and bring it back, I find it's hard to get within that 5-yard mark. So, and you could see even where I played my shot with all that way out to the right, that wind effect really brought it into the left. So we know, if I had my notebook in front of me, which I don't, I probably would have known that I even had to play it more right. I probably have that written down somewhere. It's not often you get to play that shot from that right pad. Crack a chest, and let's go after it again. You can also see that a lot of these holes, especially the older holes, the Gakasho Bay holes and the Oasis holes, you can get away with using a rock most of the time, which is a great shootout club if you ever need it. This is the, okay, so if I had a bit of tailwind here, I would play a APOC and just hook it around. But again, I'm just going to use the rock. And just just bunt it down here because this is another hole where we're just going to try and drain our sniper on our next shot. So I know this is about, 1-to-1 plus, a ring or something. So I'm going to play it about 10 and a bit rings. And you don't want to ever go too far here. Being back, it doesn't matter. You just want to be down the middle. And if you don't want to ever go too far into that rough there because that's a no-no. So this is a good spot. So also good to look at the angle here. So see, I'm a little uphill because there is a hump there. Sometimes you roll down that hump to the shadow and you would have no elevation. So I could have a touch of elevation. So I'm going to have my sniper ready for my next shot. I'm going to put +5. You can also see this is your ball power. And I've been using a ball that's equivalent to a kingmaker. It's the same as a kingmaker. So I got my power 3 for that. And I'm going to play that next shot at +5 because I am going to be a little bit up from the hole. People tend to over elevate all the time if you're playing the Tommy style or you're looking there because they're not using the wind arrow like I do. The wind arrow compensates for the elevation that's not there. I mean, people play these +20s, +10s and all. It just doesn't exist. And for tournaments, it's okay because you're dialing shots in, and playing that elevation to come up with the wind effect. So we're trying to find a spot here that looks like a pretty decent spot there. Okay, so 5.5. Where's our wind exactly? So up into that area-ish. Okay, we're in min club. Okay, so we're gonna play 1-to-1 because it's not complete min. So we're gonna go 5 and about a half. Okay. Shit, great left. This will still be pretty close. See, the great left cost us there. It would have been pretty close without the great left. But again, just, making good shots, not making dumb shots, right? Like this guy's hit the rough. He's, he can easily get this on. I would expect to get this close. Now, if he puts it on the very front of this green, he's going to have too far of a putt. So if you ever have this hole and are where he is, you're actually safer either doing this and just trying to power it up on the green, which now you have a chance of doing what he just did and did a big slice, right? See, the way I would have played the shot that he had is I would have tried to play just on the front of the green and then just drain, your rapier or your end bringer is what I would have done because those shots aren't tough. Like, I expect to make those shorter ones. Oh, well. Okay. He didn't even try and sink it. That's weird. Okay, so there's 3 in a row for the session. Where are we at? We're at a 7-game win streak. So let's see if we can make our goal. We're trying to get to 10. Okay. All right, Larry from American Liberty, C100. So this hole, I like to do have something different here. Is I play with one of these little windy balls here. And I don't want to hit it too far. I'm going to play 1 topspin. And I'm going to do it with the rocket. I'm just going to guess about 4 rings out. Okay, into that area there. Okay, and then and I know people are going to say, well, you go left, you have an easy sniper shot, but I'm going to show you guys a rough bump here. Assuming that I get, the proper wind for it. And that's why you don't want to go too far, that I just played the 1 topspin. You don't want to go through that rough. You also, I'm almost on the verge of being a little too far because you want to be able, if I had a tailwind, to be able to hit the sniper. See, most guys will go left here on that pad, and that's a good shot. There's a good sniper shot from that. I just find this other shot, if I hit great left or great right, I'm still going to be in the fairway, where that shot to that upper pad is, it's not great left or right proof. we've probably, anyone that's played this hole enough knows. And then if you miss the pad, you're probably dead on trying to make the green unless you get the good wind and can play a power hook or something. He was chancing it. That guy almost hit the branch. And that's another thing to learn. On a right to left wind off the tee, you got to play a power slice. You can't play just the slice that I did because you will hit the tree on a right to left wind. So here we go. So there's our max line. And there's our mid line. So we're rating about the mid. Okay. We're going to go, let's get this back a bit so we can see. Okay, that looks about perfect. So we have a bit of tailwind, or a headwind. So we're going to go through the hole. Getting a bit of a glitchy. Let's go, maybe go a little further here. Okay, that looks about good. So I'm not going to use the wind arrow because it's a rough bump. I'm just going to go 6-4. Mid is 5.8. Okay. And I'm just going to go through about 5, 8-ish. Down on time. Oh, fuck, great. Got myself low on time there. But see, it was, I hit a great right, and that's where I ended up. That shot's pretty money. If I had it hit perfect, we were probably in the hole. And that's now that shot that I just played, if you have a big tailwind or headwind, you don't want to be playing that shot because the effect, you'll hit the bunker, or if you miss the pad, you go over the green. I like to play that shot in the side wind because you're pulling across. So even if you hit great right or great left like I did, or a touch hard, like you're still going to be on that rough area. I don't like to. So if I had a headwind or tailwind, I would be playing it. Just the pop, you can play where he's sort of playing, and all you're doing is popping it over. And that shot's very sinkable too, by the way. That would be the one instance where a grizzly might be a bit better, but the Goliath's fine. People don't seem to, since this upgrade with the grizzly, I prefer the Goliath on 2 or 10. If I was on 11, I would prefer the grizzly because there's no shootouts where I would want to use it. But there's just too many shootouts on 2 or 10 where you lose with the grizzly because you're in between clubs and it's a pain in the ass. Where I lose too many shots. There's 3 holes in particular where you lose on 2 or 10 with the grizzly. So I recommend definitely the Goliath on 2 or 10, and I think the grizzly's a better club, just not on this tour, if that makes sense. There's just too many times you lose. So it was. I tried it for over a month, and I was just stuck with it. And just tried this. Here's the hole here where the Goliath is just a huge advantage. If I have a little headwind, right, I would just lose out on this shootout if I had a grizzly. So I'm going to show you guys a shot here. This is just the way to play this hole, unless you have a big headwind. So see 6-8 with a little wind. Okay, I'm going to play from down here. Okay, I'm going to play as much left spin as I can with some top spin. And now, because I had this ball, I don't have a shit ton of side spin. So I'm just going to play a little more and see my ball guide's going to pop out there. That's all we want. And that wind effect's going to push it out a bit. Okay, and this is usually a good way of just getting real tight to the hole. Oh, I pulled a little too much there. Not my best adjustment, but it still should be not a decent shot though. So it's just going to come down the hill, and here we go down. And that's going to be hard to beat. So on that hole, you always play this shot, unless you have a big headwind, and then you got to play the sniper curl shot, which isn't a bad shot. Now, some people play like the sniper shot and then hit the pad where I bounce to, like that rough bump from there. I don't recommend that. I've tried that. It's just too inconsistent. It's just even with my Goliath, you saw the ball guide coming out of the rough, and that's all you want. You just want it coming out, and it just dribbles on the green and close to the hole. And it's just like a win almost every time. And I'm not saying this guy could beat me on this shot. I mean, but it's rare. Like with all this wind, with all this curl, he's got to be pretty lucky here to beat me. Good shot. That's actually a decent shot from where he was. A little too much curl. for what he was dealing with, it wasn't too bad. But I'm sure he could have just played the shot that I had. With Eddie, see, even the Grizzly could have played that shot because it was not too much headwind. And does this guy want to play again? No. Okay, so we'll crack another silver chest here. So I like to crack my chests while I'm playing. What I do is that whenever a ball I like it, it's usually a power ball. I'm not really too much into the wind balls. I had one here that we were using because it came with another ball, I think, another power ball when I got. So what I do is I play this game so much and I budget it. I try and spend $200 a month. I think that's pretty reasonable for the amount of time I spend on this game, and I can afford it. So that's about what I spend. And when I do, I just buy the $99 package. And then on another account, like if I'm happy, like I've got lots of balls on this account, so I'm kind of building up another account after this one. I'm building up the balls on that account. So I usually buy 2 of those a month, and that's the money I spend. Or I buy one. If there's a ball I don't like, I'll get the golden shot, the golden shots I'll get on all my accounts. I try and load up that way. The best way to load up your bags is to golden shot in tournaments. And those, when you're first starting to getting those tours too, those are really good. When you go to a next tour, those are always good ones to buy too. If they're like $10 or something, I think they're worth it. Okay, so a little headwind. So we're going to use, I don't want to use my Thor's hammer because it's too much topspin. And we're going to go to, back to our, this is just, I want to use a kingmaker. Jesus. This one I think, yeah, okay. So I'm going to go full top up here. Not too much OP. I always go off the right side of this pad because it pushes it out, but it also guarantees that I won't go too far. Okay, so about 4-6. Little OP. And when you go out to the right here, see how he went too far and he bounced through into the rough? When you see off that right side, you get this nice kick right down the middle of the fairway. And it won't go left. There's a glitch in the middle of that fairway to keep in mind. When you go down the middle, and it doesn't matter if you hit it a good shot or a bad shot sometimes, if you there's a little part of that first part of that fairway, well, it just rips you through the fairway. It just takes off on you and goes through. And see where he is now. If you have a Nirvana, he's going to have a hard time reaching, even though he knows it too. That's why he's going to maybe try this shot, because where he was with that wind effect, I don't think he would have made where his ball guide was saying. So he would have ended up in that front rough or sand. I'd probably do what he's doing here, or try and hit a power hook where you can get a big bounce, or just lay up and try and drain the second shot that way. Yeah, okay, so he's left the door open for us here. This shot's, it's not very sinkable in my opinion. So let's see, we're going to be playing up there a bit. So that's the plus 12 mark. Okay, and we're going to be playing through the hole. See, my ball guide's showing that it's going there, but it's really not going to go there. It's going to come up short. Let's see. Okay, there. Okay, so I just know this shot's about, well, I'm into the plus 12, so I'm going to play it about 8.5. So see, I'm into overpower by, there you go, 2.5 rings. So I'm going to play, see my arrow going through that target. I'm going to go 2.5 rings, hopefully through that target. And that should be roughly the right weight. I'm not trying to drain the shot. I just want to get safely onto the green. So you always want to overplay it, that it goes through. You never want to come up short here. So that's a good thing to keep in mind, is when my arrow was going through the target while I was shooting, okay, so when I made my adjustment, I could see that I was about 2.5 rings into overpower. Like after I adjusted and my target came back, I could see from my line on my screen of where I adjusted to that I was 2.5 bars past, into overpower. So now when my arrow while I'm shooting, I make sure that that's 2.5 rings into that arrow, which is, it's not an exact science. There is some data online. KDB, I believe, has some stuff on her YouTube channel on that, and so does Fenzel, who are cool guys that I watch once in a while. And they have, I believe, if you go to their channel, probably in their playlist, you'll see a video on that, or they're always happy if you message them to give you the info. So that's KDB or Fenzel, which is Fenzyl. All right, so here we go. What's that, 8 or 9? That's 9. So one more to get to our 10. So now I have 4 golds. So I'm going to crack a gold. So the big reason that $99 chest of what I was saying, why that's handy though, is that you get all those gems and now you can crack chests. As you can see, this account that I had only has 4,600 games. And I would say, geez, at least 2,000 probably have been in the last couple of months. I played it hard about 3 months ago and last month and now this month. So, you can see I've just built it up slow. So whenever you grow a second account, or another account, in my opinion, what you do at the beginning, get a Powerball option, because it doesn't matter the wind on the lower tours. The wind's so low, it doesn't matter. Because your clubs are so bad, you need the Powerballs. And you get 2 or 7 open as fast as you can. Okay? And then once you get there, let the account sit. Because once you got to 2 or 7, now in these golden shots and in your tournaments, you might be able to get some APOC cards, some Thor's Hammer cards, or whatever else. All the clubs are available to you. And let the account sit. Play some tourneys, play the golden shot, right? And try and zone in, go to Golf Clash Tommy for the golden shot info. And that's where you'll build your accounts fast. You can see I have 4.8 billion coins, which is pretty good for 4,600 games. Okay, so let's do. So see, just by being normal, not doing crazy stuff, we're just hitting rocks out in the middle and just adjusting our snipers right and stuff and just winning shootouts. You can beat these guys most of the time. And it's just doing normal. Don't hit hero shots. Don't be crazy. Let them do the crazy stuff. So see, same wind, but in our face a bit, same hole. So we're going to do the same shot, but reverse basically. Is this one we're going to play a bunch of overpower. So it really is about the same wind, just more in our face now instead of the other way. Okay, so same 4.6 rings, but in the other direction. Okay, well, this wind is more side than I thought. So see, we're going to overpower about 2 rings plus the wind effect. So we're going to play about 4 rings of OP. That's probably a little more than 4 rings. And that it should be really about the same result. We'll just see, hit it off that right pad, bounces down the middle, right? So that's the key really to that drive, is playing it off that right side and letting it shoot up the middle. And that'll keep you away from that glitch I was talking about. See, right down the middle, sort of where he's aiming here. Let's see where he aims. See where he's aiming there? There's a glitch there that if you hit it, it takes off like an Indian rubber ball down the middle and you just go out in the rough. And like the last guy we saw, you can just get in between clubs. This guy's got an extra mile 6. Let's see. So he hit a good shot. Hopefully he's okay. He snagged a bit of the rough. So he should be okay. If he gets a big headwind here, he might, it can be a harder shot. But no, we got this wind here. So 10-3 downwind a bit. So again, So we're going to play it. I like to play this off the top of the rough. Oops. That was too much. So let's get this over here so I can see. Okay, so I'm going to play the wind effect a little short, a little right. Okay, 10-3 into max is 10-5. So see my +6 mark? So that means that I'm, right around the max line, because the +3 ball is about +8, I think. So I'm going to play this about, about there. This is hard to sink the shot. It's very rare. I think the few times I'm saying I probably didn't even hit it. I probably was like this, like a great shot or something. It's hard to, I don't know. It's a bit glitchy. I don't know the adjustment. If someone's got something, please let me know if they've got something down to a science that's going in. It's quite possible that the bounce over, like he's playing, might be a better shot than the one I'm playing. Might be more consistent as far as trying to sink them. There is a funnel off the left side of this green that rolls down in. The problem is I've tried that so many times and just screwed it up too many times where I was bouncing into the rough. I just couldn't get the ball to hold where I wanted it to. So I just write this hole off as take your birdie and try and win a shootout. Another hole where you just no reason to be a hero. Good shot. I like to be courteous to my opponents too. Like, tell them good shot. This shit where people are emoji bombing and being assholes is too much. It's a friggin' game. Like, I don't see why people want to be miserable. When people start emojiing too much, I just turn it off. I usually don't say anything. Unless they hit a good shot, I'll tell them good shot. Tell them, good game once in a while if it is a good game. I'll say good luck if I don't think it's a good game. All right, let's see if we get the good wind on this one. This is a hole-in-one shot if I get the right wind. That is not the right wind, but not far from it, to be honest. So we had this hole in the tournament a while ago, and there's a shot dialed in from the left side, which I know I want the straight across, but this one's a bit, well, it is a bit in our face, and I'm going to try it anyway. What's he doing here? For me, he's way too far down. You want to be bouncing up higher. There's a funnel that you can see from, this is a +10 legit shot here. You can see it downhill, and with the wind arrow, but that's not what I'm going to do because I've just got I've got it dialed in from when we were in the tourney. That's a good shot. Come down. Come down. You just needed a little bit more. All right, so I'm going to try my shot. So my shot is at the +3 mark. Okay, so see +3, red ring into the rough line. Okay, I'm going to play one left spin, and I'm going to play a touch of backspin. Usually it'll be a pure half backspin, but because I got a bit of headwind, I'm just going to play a thing. Oh, actually, it is. Well, maybe I got lucky here. The wind seems a little different for me. So half a backspin. And I'm going to play it 1-1 +2 rigs, which is 7.8. Let's get around here. So 7.8-ish. Holy fuck, I'm guessing. Oh, no. This is bad. The fucking rock was in my way. See, I knew right away when I adjusted that this still looks pretty good. I knew that I was adjusting from the wrong side, which is why I started over there. I don't know why I switched, but anyway, I sort of guessed where the rig was and got it right. That shot, if I adjusted perfect, would have been in the hole. I promise. It's just a funnel on that and it was dialed in from the last tournament on that particular wind is why I know. So there's our 10 in a row. So we'll just keep going until we lose a game. And so I'll show here maybe at the end of this video, like I've got it sort of memorized now, but when you're first learning a tour or stuff, it's really important to make notes. I'll try and show you through the camera, like the notes that I make for the holes, and see how that hole, I just know the landing spot, I know the spin, right? And it's okay. This hole here is always a Thor's hammer because we got to blast it. We're going to use some sort of ball that we can get out there. So let's try this power 5 thing here. See that you will not get to that third pad if you're trying to hit a quasar or whatever. Good luck to you, but I've got balls, gonna use them. So we are Thor's hammer, 10 in our face, power 5. That's 8.5 rings. Okay, so there we're way into overpower. So this is max overpower. Max. I did do max topspin. Yeah. Okay. Oh fuck. That's ugly. You don't want to go right here because that's gonna go. There's a little bunker. It's gonna go bounce in the bunker. Go. Oh, I got lucky. See, there's the advantage of the ball. I hit that like crap. Totally lucky shot. I was rushed at the end there, and always good to get your adjustments down quick, and you're not in a rush at the very end there. So I never go this way. It's like the wind that we had there is about the worst, you can get. So he's using a Navi down the left. So first of all, this shot's not easy to hold the fairway if you're trying to hook it around left like him. Looks like he's done it okay. Okay, so nice shot. The problem is his next shot. If he gets a headwind, it can be a real difficult shot from that side. And we'll see what we get here. So he got lucky. He got a downwind. So he should be able to reach. So we're going to use a sniper 6-9 wind in this direction. Okay, so see where I am at the plus 22 mark, right? That's I'm way out over max because of the plus 5 ball. Okay, so, and the other thing is, I like to play this one here I don't want to go down too much down the hill. I want to play it just like sort of like that, where it's not coming way down that hill. Okay, so 9-2. I'm going to play it straight max. See, on Tommy's side, he says the shot's plus 20. There's no elevation on this shot. Okay, so that was pretty tight. So I don't like to play way up the left side and it rolls down. I find the times that I've made this shot, it's a really tough shot, I would say, 1 in 50. But I like to go straight at the hole. So you can see that I played a little left spin, but from the right side. I don't want too much curl coming down the green there. We were pretty close there. We were, a 0.2 off the adjustment probably. So see how this shot isn't an easy shot. He's into overpower. He's playing a big hook. Nice shot. That's a really nice shot. That was not an easy shot. So we're going to go into a shootout, and that it's the power 5 ball versus the power 1 ball. And the funny thing is, it doesn't really matter. Like the power 5 ball isn't an advantage unless maybe you were going to be in between. One of us is going to be in between clubs on the shootout. I bet whatever hole it is, we're probably using a different club. There's not many holes where it'll be the same. So this guy played that second shot well. which is the only shot he could make with that ball. See, with the ball that he was using, he could only go down the right side because he knows he can't make it down the left. So he got a bit lucky, though, that he got the favorable wind on the second shot. Okay, this hole, well, this is one of those holes we will actually be using the same club. Let's see. So there is a rough bump on this hole, but I don't play it in head or downwind. So this particular one, I play only one backspin when I have a headwind. I get my yellow on the glide, yellow up to there. And we're 9-8 in our face. We're going to be pulling into max, although we're more in the medium range now. Okay. Okay, so 7-4 rings. And because the wind's going right to left a bit, I'm not going to play full curl. I'm going to take a little bit off. Great right's usually okay here. Okay, so the key to that shot is the one backspin. It's really a way, if you don't want to hit great left here. Great right, so I actually kind of aim for great right because you don't want to be great left, it's bad. But the key is the spin. See, he's playing 3 backspin, which in my opinion, see, if he does it, if he pulls it too far right, like if he plays too much curl, see how he did have to use a sniper from here, wow. So if he does full left spin, see it he is, he's really threatening to come up very short, and it's not going to, after it bounces, it won't make the green. So let's see here. Oh, he made it good. Oh, wow, he's really close. See, a lot of times you'll play that shot and you'll land in the rough on the left. This is going to be close. Let's see, what was I, 3.5, I think, or something? Like he's 4. Wow. So that's why I don't like to play too much. I want to play only the one spin to guarantee that I get up that hill and roll it down, because you can pull it too much. I don't know why they always sit here when you want a rematch. Like, just rematch or done. Like, you just played your shot. I know you're there. I don't know why they do. They stare it down. Okay, so there's 11. Let's go for 12. Usually my streak ends around here. They'll find someone to ruin it. The best I've had is 23 on Tour 10. Money Man, or No Money to Golf Clash, that you might know him as in our clan, he had a 28 on Tour 10 a few seasons ago, and he did it the same day I had a 23. It was amazing. He's a good player. So that was fun to watch, because I had put up the 23 and then he kicked my ass and we were laughing about it, and he got a 28. So that is the number on Tour 10, the best one that I've seen. So I've been fighting to try. I got to 20 or something a few weeks ago, was the closest I've been since. So there's a trick to this hole. See, he played too much backspin. If you are going to play the power shot, you just want just one topspin or 2 topspin. He played too much and he went too far. Okay, so let's see. We could play I think we can play a power hook here with a kingmaker. That's the wrong ball again. Wrong season ball. There it is. Let me see. So, is that going to be enough? Yeah, let's just play it up here. This is fun. Go back to the shot. And yeah, if you hit the power hook here, you don't want to go too far. This might even be too far because I had full fucking Thors on it. I'm an idiot. That was a dumb shot. I should have known that. You really only want about 5 times. The second shot with the thorn here is extremely sinkable. And I was a dummy there. I don't know why. In my head, I was on an APOC where you don't have that much topspin. I didn't have to worry about it. Careless. So there, a mistake. So this next shot, so see where he is. He's shooting way uphill. So this is a minus adjustment, and I'm going to be the same. I'm going to play at minus 10 because it's way uphill. And I'll show you how I play these shots. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is see where I am. I'm going to land it on the fringe, roughly right about there, where it is. So I'm putting the take shot button where I'm starting my shot. Okay, so there, the take shot button's on me. I'm stretching it out to see where max is. And now, where about is that line? It looks right around the 50%, maybe 45% mark. Okay, so we're going to play it mid. We're going to try and land it right in about there. Okay, with about 3-ish. Let's see, is that too much? Right, okay, we're going to land it in there. So 8.4 in our face, minus 10 adjustment is 3 rings at mid. So there's 3. Well, there's 3 and a touch, that's fine. Hit it great right anyway. If I hit that perfect, it would have been real close. But see, the weight was perfect, right? So we know the 3 rings was right. So see, I stretched it out. What's max, right? And I saw that my landing area was about 50% of the max, right? So that's how you get the 3. And I put the wind arrow on and also added the minus 10 because I was shooting uphill. That's an uphill shot when you get close to the green on this hole. It's not an uphill shot from back. If you're way back in the fairway, like if you're laying up, it's you have to look. That's more of a flat shot. But the way the fairway slopes, it goes way down a hill in front of the green. So it's a good thing to keep in mind that minus 10 there seems to be money. Okay, so this animal here, I always use the shot from down low here. I usually beat this guy up, this Tony guy. He's hit these end bringers, but he's 42%. Look at these 17,000 game. Wow, what the hell is this? He got the slow air. What is that? What was he doing? Wow, he got really lucky there. So this I'll beat almost probably 90% of the time. Something's got to go wrong. 9-6, win that way with the Goliath. We're going to play down here now. I usually used to play always that blue line hugged, but I've decided to come up more now. And see, what you want to do is you want to pop it over. The second bounce is on that hill, and you're just going to pop it over. And I'm playing a bit up more than because that wind effect is going to bring me back a bit. Okay, so 6-3 with the thing into max. So 6-3-ish. We want to make sure, so I have to overpower just a touch to make sure that, because I ran out. So see, bang, bang, pop, and that it's always right near close. It holds it once all the time. So you just want to make sure you get that second bounce into the hill that bounces over towards the hole. And you always want to play it right of the hole. There's a little funnel from right to left once you get that last bounce over. This guy never wants to play again. I play him every day. Another stare. All right, crack another chest. All right, now we are going for, what are we at? I think we were at 12. That was 13, I think. Going for 14. Okay, this hole I know. Now I always play this hole now. I used to always play left. I always play right now. It's just a better shot with a Thor's Hound. Since I have a Thor 6, now with all this topspin, you want to be going down the left now. Okay, so full top and some right to compensate for the wind. Okay, because the wind's gonna want us to go left a bit. So right in about there. So 3.5 rings. I don't want to be into overpower. I'm going to switch balls to a the football. Okay, so now so 3-5. We'll make it about 3-7 now. So 3-7-ish, little overpower. Now, hopefully that will stay right enough. The great left. Sometimes I'll kick you into that left rough. No, that's perfect. So that's the shot there now that I always play is down the right side. If you don't have a Thor's hammer 6, a good club to always have in your bag. If you have the 5th bag or the 4th bag, I really believe that you should have a big topper. And this is a hole that would be that would be the right club for the big topper there. Because what you want to do is just do the big bounce over rough bump, and it's just going to push you up, up the fairway. And I believe on this hole, the left side, the rough bump plays a little easier. It's a little more sinkable. But I miss the fairway a lot when I go down the left. And I rarely miss the fairway when I go down the right. The other thing you could do is play into that middle pad where I was lay up with a quarterback. I'd sink that shot. If you would need a sniper from that area. Hi, honey.
Hi.
I'm just doing a video, okay? I'll be done in a few minutes. Okay, so we're right into max. Do we have enough time? I'm gonna have to play back again. Okay. So Thorn, 9-3, 25. So that's about +4 there, into the 9 mark there. Okay, that should be pretty close. Ugh. See, it's a harder rough bump. It's a little more, in my opinion, not as money as the left side. The left side, see, you have a slope on that right side where you're trying to get the right weight down. I haven't mastered that one yet. So if anyone's playing that one and sinks that rough bump from the right, I'd love to see it. I'd love to see what the adjustment was on it. I find going down the left, I sink them quite often, like I said, except I just, like this, I just missed the rough a lot there. That fucking stupid tree gets in the way sometimes too. So I've just decided I've been trying this right side now probably for 3 weeks now. And I just don't have that right. I've sunk from the right, just not as much as I was from the left. The other thing, like I said, is laying up into that second pad and playing a sniper from there. Okay. I like his name, 900-pound gorilla. Alright, so we're almost an hour into this video. I'm kind of hoping this guy actually beats me.
Want to play bridge?
What time is it?
9.
Okay, so let's what do we got here? Oh, we're at 13 now. I thought we were already at 13. All right, call it for 14. What happened there? My girlfriend came out and was talking to me. I guess he missed his chip, did he? I was just expecting a shootout. Okay. Okay, so here we go again. We saw this. I don't know why I keep getting the same holes. Like I haven't had. Uh, it's funny how it goes. It looked like it was going at twos. I get this. I was expecting that other Oasis hole again, but I keep getting the same holes. I don't know if that happens to you guys, where it seems weird that you go on a roll. Like I remember a week ago, like all I could ever get was that Nordic course. Every single hole, every single shootout, it was strange, and now it seems they've gone away. I'm assuming it's just random, but I mean it's weird to like I've only got a few different holes here, and there's 18 holes in 9 shootouts. And of those 18 holes, I'm getting the same holes all the time. Okay, so another guy that went down the right. So I'm going to go back to that. I like this ball here. It's got power 5, win 3. Just, I always see this is another hole for big topper, if you can get it out there far enough. So that's about I want to be landing about there. And I'm looking at my second bounce. I'm not looking where my first bounce is. I'm looking where my second bounce is, because that's where I want my jump to be from. So 8.8. Did I put, yeah, probably a little less than 8.8 because the wind's not quite that much. We'll play a little less than 8.8. So we're about 2 rings into overpower. And I'm going to play, because the wind effect, I'm going to play it a bit more than that. And this should be nice. It's where that second bounce is. You just want to make sure your second bounce is hitting the end of this fairway, right? And just plop it out on. When you have a ball like mine, power 5, you can be a little further back because, if you had a white ball or a navigator or something like that, you want to make sure you're up at the top of that, that last pad, because this shot becomes a lot harder, especially in a headwind. You might not even be able to reach if you don't have a power ball on. And I think for two, like the wind doesn't bug me. Like all these guys they like these wind 5 ball. The wind doesn't bug me so much as I like to have the distance. It just you make sure that you're not in between clubs more and stuff. I on 2 or 10 I prefer to have a power 4 or power 5 ball if you've got them. Okay. So yeah, see that's the problem with going out to the right side. It's just now he's got a tough shot. I just don't like that right side play ever. I'd rather be in the rough on the left side. Okay, so we're gonna go. We don't need all this topspin. So let's say if we wanted to land there, maybe half a top. Okay, that's our spot there. So 8-2 with the sniper, a bit of a wind. There's about there. We'll play it about 9 rings. Little OP, about 3 rings OP. Great luck. Still be okay though. Sometimes these are the ones that go in. Not hard enough. But see how the shot was just easy. I didn't have to really go crazy there. That wasn't my best shot for sure, but it's just an easy sink here. The other thing is on this hole, see how I didn't play the full. I'd rather play less spin, more power. I think that's important. So if I had played more spin from back further, the problem is sometimes, you hit a part of the fairway or something and you bounce through the green into the rough or something like that. I like to play less spin and more or less power because I just find it controls the shot better when there's less spin. The more spin you have, the more something bad can happen, just from my experience. Unless it's a rapier or something in front of the green, then yeah, you want to use full top or something. But I just find that from my experience, it's just less spin, more power, or less spin, less power is better than. I hate this fucking thing. Where's somewhere? There we go. Sideways putt. I just find that the less spin, the more control you have over your shots. All right, let's keep her going. So what's that, 14 now? Correct this guy. All right, well, I was complaining we weren't getting some different holes, so here we go. So this one here, pretty straightforward. Just blast it down the middle there. Now this is a hole where I like to have the cataclysm on and not the sniper. So I'm going to set that up now. I'm going to use a Thor's hammer. Do I have that bag? I have that bag. Yes, I do have that bag. Okay. I like to use the cat because it's just a much easier second shot. If on this shot here, even where he is, if you get a big headwind, right, you've got to do a big slice shot with the sniper. So I'll use the same ball, get it down there, and I think this is where's my one? There it is. Here. So Thor cat bag. So I'm aiming down a bit down the left side because of the wind. Okay, Thor's. I'm going to put 6-9 on there. I'm going to make my adjustment first. Okay, which is 5. And now see with my grid line, my center, this vertical line, I'm just going to line up my 2 lines. And then I'm going to follow the line straight up to max. And I'm not going to go crazy overpower because you just got to make sure you hit the fairway here. And that's because I got a big ball, that should be, well down there. And the one thing about using the cat is some people will say, well, you lose out in the shootout because the sniper's a better club. But because I've got my landing zones and my spins quite down, it doesn't worry me to have a cat in the shootout. Other people, are relying on the ball gate or stuff like that. I don't really use the ball guide as much anymore because I sort of know where my landing spot and my spins are for the shootout holes. So I prefer, I think a cat's really, so my bag setup is I have Thor, cat, Thor, sniper, Thor, cat, and then APOC, sniper, APOC, cat. And then I have the rock bag, and then rock sniper bag, which is, for the holes that we saw earlier, just the holes that you just need to be precise on. You're not worried about distance. And when you also, like a lot of guys have Spitfires and stuff, I don't see a lot of use for them on 2 or 10. I think there is for 2 or 11, maybe on other tours as well. I don't seem to be in fairway bunkers very often to use them. So I prefer the accuracy of my, of my rough clubs and my sand wedges. Okay, so I like to usually use 4 backspin when I have this. Am I gonna? Okay, so I'm gonna have to change that to 3, 2.5-ish. Okay, so that looks like a pretty good landing zone right on there. A little more into there, I guess. Okay, so 5, 6 with the cat. And I'm just going to say it's 5% that wind sort of arrow instead of using the arrow because I'm running out of time. And we're definitely into max. It's a little overpower, as you can see I went into. And you know, I'm not expecting to sink it, but it should be pretty close. You know, once in a while you get lucky and it goes in. But a pretty good adjustment overall. When the cat gets to the 6 level, actually when it gets to the 7 level, then you probably won't be using the sniper as hardly at all anymore, because then you get your ball guide and then get the benefits of the power and the spin of the cat as well. The other thing is about having the cat on this hole is if I did have to hit that power slice on that second shot, it's got more topspin than the sniper does. So it's an easier shot with, you know, you can play less overpower and still roll it up to the hole. All right, so here we go. Get him, Aggies. Will he be the one? Okay, so this hole right away is a deceiving hole, 30% with arrow. Okay, and it's going to be way in our face. So this is going to be interesting because I'm going to have to go way past. My lineup's going to be way past and then bring it back. So if I was using a cat with his shot where he's landing, it would be 11.5 rings. So I should be around the same wind because we both have wind 3 ball. He's using a Kingmaker ball. It's equivalent to a Kingmaker. So I've got the same wind, but more power. So I'm going to have a bit of a tough shot here. I'm not going to play the roll up from the down below. I try and avoid that shot. All right, let's see here. Nice shot. With that wind, that is a decent shot. It's a tough hole to adjust this one. Okay, so we are 11-7, and we're there. So 11.5 rings. Get to our cat. Pull down 1 right, so you can see how far I am past the hole. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust and then bring it all the way back. So I would say I'm 7 rings too far there. So I'm going to go 1.7 and 10. So, and now I'm going to go back about 7-ish rings. That might not be enough. We'll see. It's coming in okay. Get down. Get down. See, I didn't come back enough. I need to come back another couple of rings. I knew it when I did it too. I should have just hit it light. That's bad. Okay, well, there's our run. Well done to him. And so we got our, had a good run. So I'm going to do a few of these every once in a while. Hopefully people are able to learn a few things about the way that I play. Feel free to comment and say, hey, critique what I'm doing. Try this. Maybe that's better. Anyway, communicating as a group is going to be the way, that we're going to get better going forward as a group. So cheers for now. We'll talk to you there.